guys, Stag here. Welcome back to the Stag Show. On my channel, I talk about art things and share my creative process. This video is part of my new vlog series where I talk about being an artist and have a little painting going on next to me. Today's episode, I'm going to talk about different types of critiques and negative feedback. How do you deal with it? To start, everyone is different. Maybe you like the critiques, and often it can be a learning experience. What if that is the case? Chances are you probably asked for the critiques. This video is more about the unsolicited critiquing of the art and the negative comments you get. Others will not view your art the same as you. They won't have the same emotional attachment, and they may not get it. Art is subjective and everyone has their preference and opinions. Think of it as a viewpoint when you put your thoughts out there and they may be challenged. Not everyone sees the world you do or has lived a life like you. You don't have to agree with them and they don't have to agree with you. I think it's very challenging for artists starting out to showcase their art and becoming more open with it. As an artist, a part of you is that art. And when someone challenges it, it feels like they are challenging you. And it's easy to get defensive or hurt in the process. It doesn't just affect new artists that are just starting out on a career. I have seen it with seasoned artists. They get a comment and immediately pull out the term troll. Critiques have always been there before trolling on the internet was really a thing. By automatically tossing out the troll word, you are shutting your ears at a moment to justify you. Doing that can be a little damaging to a degree and closing off to any critiques that may have been valid. They may have had a suggestion you never thought of or brought light to an aspect of your art you never saw. Sometimes listening to another can help improve your art or even your business model. Now there are some critiques that are not helpful and can be completely wrong, and you don't have to take their advice. And rule of thumb, if an artist didn't ask you for a critique, you probably shouldn't give one. Imagine going to McDonald's, jumping over the counter, standing behind a sandwich maker, and declaring the pickles would taste much nicer on the bottom. I'm not really sure where they put their pickles, because pickles are gross and I don't really eat fast food. But you can kind of compare it to a more realistic scenario with an artist. The artist completes a painting and debuts it on social media in the world in an intent to sell it right away. The first comment they get is, "That hand look funny." It can be a tad annoying for an artist. Some people do have a kind of elitist attitude. When dealing with art, the elitism is rampant within the community. Even though they may not be artists themselves, they will tell you all about it. Sometimes they just like to hear themselves talk and carry on that all-knowing facade about how refined and knowledgeable they are. I'm not really a huge fan of them, and most of them turn out to be about as deep as a puddle, not one of those deeper than it looks pothole type of puddles that you sink in knee-deep, but a type of flaky, pretentious surface puddle. Now, let us talk a bit about trolls. You probably thought I was going to dismiss them, as I kind of skirted around them earlier. We're not really done yet. Trolls will say anything. Anything! To get a rise out of you. They literally just want a reaction or an overreaction. To me, it's very clear when you have a troll as opposed to legit criticism. You just ignore it. You don't have to engage, and it doesn't have to ruin your day. At the end of the day, though, you can ignore them all if you do so please. These people do not rule your art, and they cannot dictate it. You do. You will never truly please everyone. Sometimes it can be a little weird when your style changes. You might find the type that liked your art 5 years ago no longer have an interest. I myself have always been evolving. Unfortunately, not all of my followers do as well. I see numbers dance on social medias, and I have gotten input from people to go back and do more of this, less of this or that. Someday I might go back, but right now I'm gonna just stay over here doing what I'm doing, and I want to explore what I want and work on the paintings that please me. Sometimes when I post a YouTube video, for instance, I notice I get 1 to 10 unsubs part of me started to ponder in the beginning, and am I doing something wrong? Should I have never gotten on camera? Should I have continued doing cringy unicorn face videos? But if you think about it, it's just weeding out the people who don't care, who probably never identified with my art, or have just lost interest. I don't really need them to follow me if they don't care. I will slowly accrue a new audience that does care and appreciate the art, and that is what you want. There is no use pleasing everybody. Like, I might be a little off-putting to some, and this isn't going to work for me if I have to play a character. If someone wants a perky artist with a bright and fresh studio and more pleasant things in their art, that's fine. There's tons of artists out there. I'm gonna just stay over here being me. But bottom line, when you put yourself out in the world, you will probably get a response, and it may be something you don't want to hear. You can't take everything as a direct attack, even though it felt like they just punched your baby in the face. You will eventually, in time, develop tougher skin, and the more you deal with it, you just get better at handling it. You have to be comfortable being you, and it doesn't really matter what a random stranger says. You turn away from your computer, they don't exist. You leave an event, they don't exist. They are truly insignificant in your life and your art. You can keep in mind probably at least half of the people giving critiques think you would like them. They honestly don't mean to insult you. They may be used to other artists that wanted them, or they themselves appreciate it. They aren't always terrible people, but sometimes negative feedback can be great. One time I had this lady on Facebook who simply commented on a painting, "This is ugly." And right away, 10 people just come in and comment back to her in my defense. And that was pretty cool. She inadvertently made the image more viral with Facebook's algorithm. For all I know, it was someone's grandma. A while ago, before we had such tech-savvy grannies, they started joining Facebook and they were pretty confused. I get weird comments on pics when someone would share, and Grandma would be so happy to see little Tina's art, and she was always such a skilled artist. And, you know, that was my painting that someone shared. Like, they didn't understand sharing things. Like, for all I know, this lady could have been commenting on what she thought was a painting her niece liked and didn't realize it was linked back to the original artist, that it was just something her niece posted. I don't know. But criticism like that, when coming directly to the artist, like, it doesn't really add much to the conversation. It's just an opinion. It's negative, and it's not a constructive criticism. It's just a criticism, and it comes off really rude. This video ended up being a little longer than I anticipated. I can't remember anything else I want to talk about. I figured I would give you guys a little perspective as to why people might do this, and let you know everyone experiences it. It's not so much of a big deal, despite the feelings thing. You don't have to let it wreck your day. What kind of shitty comments have you guys gotten over the years? I know some people face critiques from more intimate means, like a husband or wife. Unfortunately, it's a little hard to ignore them, so you might have to have a discussion and breach that subject with them. Well guys, thank you for watching. You can find all my social medias in the description and see work in progress pics of my paintings and new releases if you haven't gotten your stag fix from the YouTubes. You can also find a link to Patreon, my coloring book series, and my website with a plethora of prints and original paintings. I will be back in a couple days with something new. Bye!